to BMO Harris Bradley Center. We are in Milwaukee, the home of the Milwaukee Bucks, and we're bringing it to you live here on 2K Sports. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. Look at Indiana. They're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
Yeah, and guys, no matter what happens today, I bet they'll be happy to have this game behind them because it's the third one they've played in the past 4 days, and right now they're looking for a breather.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines, and we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, for a long time, the city of Milwaukee has been an NBA backwater. But with new ownership, a respected head coach, and a lot of young talent, it's a new day here. Coach Jason Kidd said, we don't want to be a layover city. We want coming here to be like going through the Texas Triangle, where if you have a dogfight in Chicago one night, you know you're in for a dogfight here the next night. Kevin?
All right, thanks, D.A.
And, you know, for the Pacers, an interesting history. They've assembled two elite squads that both kind of self-destructed in 2004 and 2014. This franchise hoping they can finally build a roster to break through and win it all.
Here we go. Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. George and Young are the forwards. C.J. Miles is out there with Teague. And Middleton kicks to Maker. Shoots from 14. And Middleton the bucket on the assist by Maker. Middleton's got the opening basket of the game for Milwaukee. Milwaukee on D. And those great teams of the Pacers past. Alice in the Palace, hailing them in 2004. That brawl leading to suspensions and distractions.
And then a decade later, guys, a team that secured the #1 seed in the East stumbled down the stretch amidst finger-pointing and accusations. The Pacers dismantling that core and restarting with a new identity. We'll see if they can get back into that title contender conversation once again.
4 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Indiana moving it around. Here's George. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there and made the obvious foul, it doesn't seem to bother him.
And if you had to start a new team today, which small forward would you want? Kawhi Leonard or this guy, Paul George?
Well, I'm a little biased. It's a tough call, quite honestly. I mean, arguably the best two-way players in the game. Kawhi has elevated his game offensively, and we know what he does defensively. But for my money, being a former Pacer myself, I'm going PG on that one. He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now, here's George. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Down low. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
Here's Brogdon. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Here's Snell. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
Now, here is Young. And he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit. Miles, that's good.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He dishes it to Snell. Off target with his 3. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pass to Miles. The feed to George. The dish now to Miles. The shot's good on the assist by George. Miles has got his second bucket tonight.
And the defense doing all it can to block the shot, but in the end, Miles just maintains his razor focus and is unaffected by that defense.
Young with the steal. Here's George, and he drops it in from the low post. George has got 5 now.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Here's Brogdon. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Teague with the ball. We saw him with 10 points last game. Left side, George. And again, it's Indiana converting.
George doesn't mind taking advantage of every chance to knock down the mid-range jump shot.
Passes it to Brogdon. In the corner, Snell with it. Inside. And the basket by Maker. Maker's got his second basket of the game.
A heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Teague kicks to Young. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, he's an intriguing player, Thaddeus Young. I mean, you look at his frame and his game. I mean, he seems like he'd be a small forward, but he's played at the power forward position for years now, and I think that's in part due to the way the game is played now in the NBA with stretch fours and spacing the floor. Thaddeus Young fits into that kind of game quite well.
And the first one at the line is good. He certainly can score at the power forward. Young has ability to space the floor and attack off the bounce. He's pretty special at that position.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he came into the league only after a year in college and has grown into a reliable scorer as a slasher and small ball four-man. So he's found and carved out a nice niche for himself.
And at 6'7", 6'8", Thaddeus Young, definitely more a small ball power forward, but that seems to be the way the league is going these days.
Yeah, it is, and in spite of his ability to fit into that small ball mantra, he can get overpowered inside by the bigger forwards. He's quick off the dribble, an excellent left-handed slasher, and is capable of putting big numbers on the board when he gets it going.
2 points, that one goes.
Man, nice job by Turner to maintain his concentration despite the hand in his face.
Feeds it to Snell. Middleton dishes to Snell. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now, here's Teague. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Well, you look at the length and the hands of the players in the Bucks roster. They can absolutely hound you on the defensive end. Force a lot of turnovers when they crank it up.
Tell you what, there are very few teams, guys, that have the combination of length and speed that the Bucks possess. And because of that, they can pressure teams into turnovers at a high rate. And when they do that, they're at their best defensively.
Monroe's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so Young nails them both.
And the Pacers acquiring the Fort Wayne Mad Ants of the developmental league going into last season. Some rumors had it that they try to move the team closer to Indianapolis, but the Pacers said no, they're committed to keeping them in Fort Wayne, which is really a good basketball city, and it's only about 2 hours from Indianapolis.
And the Mad Ants were the last D-League team that didn't have a one-on-one affiliation with an NBA team.
That's exactly right, and now they belong to the Indiana Pacers. And if you want a D-League team in this day and age, you've got to start your own. Seems like pretty soon every team in the NBA will have their own D-League team to go one-on-one, 30 for 30.
And so Greg Monroe nails both of them.
There's one word that you would use to describe Greg Monroe: consistency. Game to game, year to year, you know what he's going to give you. Doesn't vacillate or fluctuate much. He eats minutes and shows up to play his game each and every night.
Teague, the pass to George. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Maker. Bucks trailed by 6. On the pass to Brogdon. Kicks to Snell. To the inside. Stolen by Miles. And C.J. Miles with the slam.
And that's one of the reasons you like to see Miles get close to the bucket. I mean, defenders forget sometimes about his impressive bounce.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And with Monroe, the consistency is in the numbers. Guys, pretty much, he has had the same season stat line every year he's played since his rookie year.
And I love the fact that it's a combination of his consistency and versatility that allows him to be extremely valuable on any team.
Jason Terry, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Indiana. Bucks have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Here's Monroe. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And you just got to really like the versatility of Monroe. He's really stretching the defense with how he strokes it from the mid-range area.
Pass to Robinson. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague.
Like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Here's Monroe. The Pacers making the shot. That shot wide open. Monroe's got 6.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Now, here's Teague. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Maker. Terry in the corner. It's stolen by Teague. Terry kicks to Middleton. Back to Terry. He feeds it to Maker. From past the arc, score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
There's the pick. Dishes it to Teague. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Teague's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Now here's Terry. Monroe outside. Back to Terry. 6 to shoot. He kicks it to Monroe. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. They get it back. Terry outside. Second chance effort. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Let's now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Teague.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
First free throw is good.
Well, you know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise, but what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor back in the day. Teamed up with the veteran Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to bring the Bucks that first title.
And both free throws good for Terry. And you have to mention that 1971 title run by the Bucks. They were a force nobody could stop. swept the finals in 4 games straight over the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah, had 66 wins in that season as well, guys, and that was early in my formative years as a basketballer. Actually, when I first started locking into the NBA, a big Lou Alcindor fan. He was the 71 MVP in that championship year for the Bucks, and then he'd go on to win another MVP the following season. And ironically, those are the only 2 MVP trophies that a Buck has ever received.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Indiana.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Both free throws good from Al Jefferson.
And clearly the Bucks one of the more youthful teams in the league. The players they plan to build around have a few years before they're even in their mid-20s, so a bright future. I mean, their youth can be good and bad. It kind of cuts both ways during the season.
Three-pointer, Dellavedova gets it to go from beyond the arc. Dellavedova's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now Brooks. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Robinson kicks to Christmas. Milwaukee with the rebound. And with the double-edged sword of youth, the Bucks have just been trying to focus on getting better and growing their talent the last year or 2.
And I like that approach. I think it's the right approach to take with a team like this. Getting them to learn what it takes to be a consistent player in the NBA is huge. I mean, letting them come together organically and having leaders emerge has been part of the process. It takes a little longer that way, but I think it is more of a solid foundation when you start competing in playoff basketball.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, at 6'11", Greg Monroe is no easy cover, especially given his soft shooting touch from mid-range.
And so Monroe nails both of them. And when Greg Monroe signed with Milwaukee, many thought it was a perfect fit. However, as we saw after a short time, many question if he can be the answer for the team. Not so much a knock on his play, just on what the team is you know what, missing overall.
Hey, Greg does an awful lot of good things, but he's not a guy who's going to be a rim protector. His game is pretty close to the ground. But nonetheless, no matter what team Monroe plays for, I think he'll give you a post presence on offense, and he'll give you consistent effort in every aspect of the game.
Brooks outside. Back to Jefferson. He dishes it to Brooks. Shoots from the right block. Here's Ellis. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Here's our 2K leaderboard with the list of the teams that have been on fire from beyond the arc over the past month. The Pacers 4th.
And right now, their three-point shooters are in terrific rhythm. I mean, they've put on a display here from long range.
First free throw is good. And the Pacers playing in one of the league's smallest markets. They've had some tough attendance numbers over the last 10 years.
And one of the best basketball facilities, I think, in all the NBA. And the city of Indianapolis actually stepped up in 2014. They promised over $160 million to help offset the team's losses over the following decade in exchange for the franchise extending its lease. Long term, hopefully the fan support enables them to stay where they belong in the heart of Indianapolis.
Now here's Terry. Teletovic, the screen. Off the screen, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
The Bucks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. Indiana leading. Ellis kicks to Robinson. No good from outside. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Here's Teletovic. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
First trip to the line for him here.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
Free throw drops for Teletovic.
And the Pacers, you know, going smaller in their front court, and it hasn't really hurt them defensively. You look around the NBA, there just aren't that many power forwards who can hurt you on the block like in the old days.
And it's tied up with that one. And for the Pacers, when they go small, they're able to cover more ground defensively.
Yeah, even when teams post them up, guys, they can harass them by trapping and digging down from the wing. So that activity and length defensively is what they use. Nowadays, it's not just about spreading the floor offensively, but also being able to cover ground defensively. And that quickness of this team serves them well.
And here we can check out the story on Greg Monroe. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games, averaging about 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, he has those real natural scoring instincts. The ability to find creases in the defense, just fantastic. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
He doesn't get the second one. The Bucks trail. 1:02 left to play in the first quarter. Teletovic with a screen on Ellis. For Milwaukee, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Here's Ellis. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Screen by Jefferson. Ellis dishes to Christmas. Robinson passes to Jefferson. Indiana moving it around. 5 to shoot. And here's Brooks from outside. Rebound collected by Snell. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dellavedova kicks to Snell. Terry outside. Monroe, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Brooks right side. buzzer beater.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Terrific shot there. I mean, he was calm, he was poised, didn't rush it at all. You got to tip your hat to him. That was well done.
Hey, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and still to this.
And that kind of relentless determination is something Monte is known for. And one of the reasons he's been around for a decade in the NBA as a consistently good player.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
Spencer Hawes out there with Monroe. And there's Terry. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks.
And checking out the numbers for Antetokounmpo. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. 6th in blocks, 16th in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And, his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation.
And he makes the first. Chris Middleton's checked in for Monroe. The Pacers also with a sub. Paul George, he's checked in for Robinson. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Indiana shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. Young, a screen on Terry. And the wide open shot from Stuckey. No good on the 3. And when you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo play the one area that he continues to work on, well, it's his shot from range. He's been given the green light to shoot from beyond the arc, but still needs to develop consistency.
And just thinking about him becoming a proficient three-point shooter, guys, is scary, because then he'll really be hard to deal with. Giannis and his coaches have talked about how important it is to be a threat from deep at the point guard position in this modern NBA where the three ball is so critical to offensive spacing. It's something he's been focusing on, and sooner or later, I think all of his hard work is going to pay off in a big way.
There's the pick. Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Chris Middleton is a prototype off guard. He likes to run off screens, catch, and shoot. He described his mindset saying, just space the floor, be patient, not force anything, and move the ball. Let those guys penetrate and find the best shot for the team. Team player indeed, Kevin.
Thanks, DA, and he's developing his postgame. He can get in the paint now when they need him to. Milwaukee making a switch here. Ogden's checked in. The Bucks shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Dellavedova, the pass to Hawes. There's a screen. The feed now to Antetokounmpo. Takes it from 10, and the jumper falls for him. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points this quarter.
Excellent awareness from Antetokounmpo, sensing the chance to impose his will inside and then capitalizing really easy.
And Young kicks to George. Indiana again missing. A shot by Middleton, wide open. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Now it's a 4-point Milwaukee lead. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. To the inside. Got it. And here comes the break. And it's sent back by George. Antetokounmpo kicks to Dellavedova. 6 to shoot. Second shot opportunity. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
We got a storyline here. If it goes on for the rest of the game, it could be all those points they're getting at the foul line.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Monte Ellis. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either. As good a foul shooter as he is.
Trying to get back on track, and that's 2 points on the layup. He's got 6, and a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And here is Dellavedova. He had 10 points in the win against New York. Middleton against George. Lets it go from deep. And again, the Bucks miss.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
From 12 feet out. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Thaddeus Young. Now here is Dellavedova. 5 points in the game, and it's Antetokounmpo, top of the key. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bucks. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
George with the ball. 7 points in the game. Stolen by Middleton. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Pushing it up. Pause, dishes to Antetokounmpo. Here's Dellavedova. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And it's good for 2. Here's Teague. Pass to Miles. The 11-footer. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Now here is Dellavedova. Antetokounmpo passes to Hawes. That shot is off. And Miles kicks to Teague. He gets it in there. And it's 8 points for Miles Turner.
I tell you, the tenacity of Turner on the drive is something no one wants to be a part of.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. 32 points for him last game against New York.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's got 7. They set the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Middleton for 3.
Well, that reach of Paul George's really bothers shooters. He is one of the best two-way players we have in the association.
Rodney Stuckey, an instant offensive player, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington University.
Yeah, he's best at getting into the paint. A bit of an inconsistent outside shooter, but man, he's strong, he's tough, he's smart, and really is able to score the ball because of his ability to go off the dribble and play through contact.
And he makes the first. Good on the second, so he makes them both.
And Stuckey continues to prove himself as a most reliable combo guard with pretty good speed. He's a strong guy who can run the offense pretty well for you.
Now here is Dellavedova. There's the dish to Hawes. Misses in close. Pacers have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. A nice shot by Teague.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Now Dellavedova. 7 points in the game. Now here's the fast break. Stuckey leading the way. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Dellavedova dishes to Middleton. Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
How about the court vision of Middleton? They're so good at finding the open man.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Well, I tell you what, Chris Middleton is a player who is as solid as anybody in the league. Brings it to the floor every night. Doesn't have a big name, but he's gaining more and more notoriety by his performance each year. Has flown under the radar the last few seasons outside of Milwaukee.
Here's Brooks. Back to Jefferson. Robinson passes to Brooks. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And a quick look at how things have been since the All-Star break. Checking out the three-point shot ratio for Milwaukee.
And they have been feasting from long range, shooting with volume and accuracy. It's been a good recipe for them offensively, and boy, it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses to try and cover all that space.
They set the pick. Screen by Monroe. Brogdon the pass to Antetokounmpo. Snell kicks to Monroe.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that third foul.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
That free throw, no good.
Monroe has been putting up some strong numbers. He has 8 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
That one is no good.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Jason Terry is checked in for the Bucks. And so it's Indiana with it. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Jefferson. Not enough on that one as it misses.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Monroe with a screen on Brooks. Snell from outside. The shot, no good. So the Pacers will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Indiana.
Yeah, I remember last time they met up, they just got ran out of the building. They weren't too happy with some of the calls in that game either.
Well, they felt they were called on far too many little nickel dime fouls, little touch fouls. It ended up resulting in a lot of foul trouble for their starters.
Milwaukee with the ball. Following the score by Indiana. Here's Teletovic, and a fault on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here. That free throw, no good.
And you have to knock down your free throws, especially when you're trying to make up ground.
So he comes up empty at the line. On offense, here are the Pacers. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Brooks kicks to Robinson. And here's Miles. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Detroit. Outside Jefferson. The 15-footer. That one misses. The Bucks go the other way with it. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, the bench production in that game was terrific. Points from multiple sources.
Yeah, everybody that stepped on the floor played and made a contribution, and that's always a positive thing.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. So it's the Pacers now. Brooks kicks to Jefferson. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot 1 more at the free throw line. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
And I'll tell you guys, I mean, to see the improvement he's made in his free throw shooting in the space of just 1 season, I think it's been remarkable.
Here's Snell. He had 10 points in the win against New York.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Now here's Teletovic. 4 on the clock. Snell kicks to Antetokounmpo. Another shot. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Brooks dishes to Jefferson. Brooks outside. Shot from the wing. They get it back. Christmas. 3rd time is not the charm. 0 for 3 from the floor so far. On the wing, Jason Terry. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. Monroe against Jefferson. There's Snell. The 15-footer. Good. Snell's got 6 points.
Well, you've got to give credit for how team-oriented Monroe is. Very gifted at finding the open man.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
some changes for Indiana. Young's checked in for Jefferson. And it's Ellison for C.J. Miles. There's 1:26 left in the first half of the game. Ellis with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Indiana again missing.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Terry, the pass to Monroe. Feeds it to Antetokounmpo. It's deflected. The Bucks working the ball around. Monroe's shot is good.
And Antetokounmpo just, showing you once again what an all-around superb talent he is. He really moves that ball on offense.
Now here's Brooks. There's 42 seconds left now here in the second. Soft touch off the glass.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
To the middle, here's Monroe. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You only have so many options when it comes to stopping Monroe, especially when he's on the block. He's a master at earning foul calls whenever he's down there, because when he finds his sweet spot, you're at his mercy.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good. Makers check in for Mirza Teletovic. And so Monroe nails both of them. 32 seconds left in the first half.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
Brooks kicks to Ellis. Robinson dishes to Brooks. Brooks can't get that one to fall.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Antetokounmpo passes to Monroe. 2 on the clock. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Bucks lead by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need every...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back. What a game it has been for Greg Monroe. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some...
And that about wraps it up.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You know, Greg Monroe has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Young and Turner up front. C.J. Miles and Paul George are the wingmen. And it's Teague in at the point.
Miles Turner, the 11th overall pick last season out of the University of Texas, only spent 1 season in college. But this guy very well could be a perennial all-star. The Pacers think they've gotten a steal. He was a 19-year-old rookie who showed he already understands how to hold his own at both ends of the floor. I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Kicks to Snell. There's the pick. Middleton on the wing. Maker, no one around him. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got 4 assists now tonight. And Turner was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. What caused him, guys, you think, to slip to 11th in the 2015 draft?
Well, you know, he didn't have a huge impact at Texas. Only played there 1 year. There wasn't a full body of work on his resume. Some even looked at his awkward running gait as perhaps a chink in his armor. But he trained with track coaches, developed his hip flexibility, and really has been working on his mobility and had a strong rookie season.
Milwaukee with the ball. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. There's Maker, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
The pass to Young. To the middle. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Pass to Miles. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Milwaukee in the lead. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Snell kicks to Maker, and the shot goes in. Maker's got 14 points for the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Off the run, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And I like the aggressiveness that Turner plays with. For such a young guy, it's proven to be beneficial in helping him draw fouls.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. No good on that one. And the second free throw, good.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him. But what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
Here's Brogdon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
The Bucks making a switch here. Dellavedova's checked in. Bucks leading by 5. He feeds it to Antetokounmpo. Here's Maker, and another basket for Milwaukee.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Now, here's George. 10 points for him. Young dishes to Miles. Clock at 6. Young outside. From deep, George. Rebounded by the Bucks. Maker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. It's tipped, and it's on the Bucks, able to retain possession here.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Teague. Averaging 15 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things for the future.
Bucks leading by 7. the corner, Dellavedova. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Dellavedova's got 10.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. You can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health, and they're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved, and thought processes do as well. He said in the old days, guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. Guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, DA. Thank you.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Okay, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
So it's the Pacers now after the basket by Milwaukee. Stuckey kicks to Miles. Indiana moving the ball around. And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Paul George.
Beautiful shot that time by PG, Paul George, getting it done.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. The Pacers shooting the ball at 42%. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Middleton against George. Dishes it to T. Stolen by Dellavedova. And they're moving it up. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, Middleton is really dangerous on the drive. He often gets to the rim in a heartbeat and forces defenders to end up fouling him.
And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Milwaukee.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And we're also seeing that power game on the interior, really just putting on a clinic when you talk about post play.
And since coming into the league with Detroit in the 2012-13 season, Chris Middleton has steadily improved his game each and every year. A very measured improvement from him so far in his young career.
And there's a lot of things that I like about his game. One is that he plays within himself, doesn't force much. He's smart as a shooter. He's heady as a guy moving without the ball and defending. Knows what he's doing out there as a wing player and scorer, and keeps it real simple.
Here's Milwaukee now. They're on a 17-3 run. Here's Antetokounmpo, offensive rebound. And he comes up with the deuce. Monroe's got 14 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Miles. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Screen by Monroe. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Antetokounmpo's got 6 here in this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Ellis. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Boy, great steely determination from Ellis. He's really an amazing guard who knows how to score inside despite not being that big.
Antetokounmpo against Stuckey. Antetokounmpo dishes to Dellavedova. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He tries for 3. Here's Monroe. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Let's take a look at what the last month has looked like for the Bucks as far as NBA stats go. 2nd in field goal percentage, 3rd in assists, and they also show up in the top 5 in not giving up the ball. This is a low turnover team. They value possessions, and they really concentrate on taking care of the rock.
And a quick word in terms of their field goal percentage, which has just been spectacular inside and outside. They just keep finding ways to put the ball in the basket.
And that one falls for Monroe. And some changes here for the Pacers. Christmas, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And Robinson III comes in for George. And Brooks subbed in for Rodney Stuckey. And so Monroe nails both of them. Pacers trail by 15, and the Pacers call time here. And here is our 2K leaderboard. These teams have been on fire over the course of the past 10 games. In fourth, the Bucks.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
Ellis outside. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Brooks. Makes it off the glass. Brooks has got his third basket of the night.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's got 10. Here's Antetokounmpo, and that falls short this time. Christmas kicks to Brooks. He dishes it to Ellis. Covered by Monroe. The feed to Robinson. And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Pacers. They're trying to get in the playoffs here. If they stay the course, they will. And, of course, Milwaukee, 4 games back.
Yeah, and seeing where the Pacers are, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
I would not write them off completely in terms of the title picture just yet. Still a lot of basketball to be played.
Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Indiana. And Monroe kicks to Antetokounmpo. Stolen by Robinson. It's 2-on-1. All going up court. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo. I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots.
Plays like that, the hustle plays on the backboard, the second chance points that have really caused problems all day for the defense.
Well, Greg, that's why we have the score that we have. I mean, the hustle plays are only coming from one team, though, and there's been a big disparity in the effort when you compare the two teams.
And here is Dellavedova. Thaddeus Young getting it to go from deep. Antetokounmpo against Young. Here's Dellavedova. He's got 10. Just 5 to shoot. Antetokounmpo leaps for it, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Pace trailed by 12. Ellis, the pass to Brooks. He kicks it to... Oh!
Man.
Oh, my. He's rising up and bringing the wood on that one. Could be just what they need to pick up their energy.
Well, Greg, it definitely got the guys on the bench on their feet. I'll say that.
Tell you what, that will definitely energize him, guys. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing when he went in for that dunk.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Tony Snell's checked in for the Bucks. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Indiana. Screen by Monroe. Terry dishes to Snell. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. And that'll be his third foul so far.
That's his third personal foul. Second team foul.
Pacers trail by 12. Outside Teague. Screen by Young. Teague kicks to Ellis. Young outside. The three. Another miss by Young.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
There's a good screen. Takes a three. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Milwaukee leading by 11. Terry the pass to Dellavedova. There's the dish to Antetokounmpo. 1:06 left to play in the third. Bucks passing it around. 7 the clock. Here's Monroe. And another basket for Milwaukee.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And Teague, here we go. Whistle, contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. And with the emergence of Dennis Schroeder as a viable starting point guard in Atlanta, the stage was set for Jeff Teague to be traded elsewhere.
Yeah, and Teague is a player who rightfully drew a lot of interest around the league. An athletic slasher and dangerous pick-and-roll operator. You knew he'd land on his feet.
And he knocks down the first one.
Some good play from Teague in this one. 9 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
And the Bucks making a change here. Makers checked in. And he makes both free throws. I read somewhere Jeff Teague said that if he wasn't an NBA player, he'd be a battle rapper.
Well, that's a pretty unique answer, and I know he likes to battle when he's out on the floor. So Teague is also a big sneakerhead, as they're called, has a huge collection of those as well.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Young dishes to Teague. Screen by Young. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Bucks on top. They're up by 11. And we'll get going after this from the...
Contest twos, right? We'll contest the twos and contest threes, but no layups.
Jason Kidd feeling like they need to protect the rim above all else right now, willing to give in other areas.
And you have to take care of home base. Otherwise, it's going to be attacked all night, and that's not going to reflect well for you on the scoreboard.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Terry is out there with Brogdon. Then there's Tony Snell. Then there's Maker. And it's Monroe in at the center position.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Robinson hits them both. And so it's Milwaukee now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. They set the pick. Terry outside. In the corner, Snell with it. Back to Terry. Pass to Brogdon. Terry kicks to Monroe. Ring shot on the way. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Pacers trailed by 11. Now here's Ellis. Outside, Robinson passes it to Young. Now Miles. To the wing on the left. There's the steal. He's all alone. Here's Brogdon. And yes, it's good.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. And the Pacers also making a change. George is checked in.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. That's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
Screen by Young. It's stolen. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Brogdon the pass to Monroe. Feeds to Maker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the pass to Brogdon. 3-pointers. Snell. Milwaukee. No good that time either. Pacers trailed by 14. Young dishes to T. Kicks it to Miles. Here's Ellis. And it's blocked. They retain possession. And here is Teague. Pass to Young for 3. The shot misses.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Screen by Monroe. In the corner, Snell with it. And Monroe kicks to Middleton. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. From past the arc. The rebound by Monte Ellis. Ellis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside Teague. And Young kicks to George. He feeds it to Teague. Sees the alley-oop. Rejected by Monroe. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Middleton kicks to Snell. Dishes it to Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here.
He'll take those all day long.
T kicks to Miles. Outside, George. Ellis on top. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And it's 6 points for Monte Ellis.
And you know what? When Paul George sees an open teammate, he doesn't hesitate. I mean, he quickly gets the ball out of his hands. It doesn't stick with him.
Rocked in the pass to Monroe. The 8-footer. That shot, no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Ellis, that's good.
And, you know, the mid-range jump shot, that spot on the floor, I think is important in the game today. It's always helpful to have a guy like Ellis who can knock down that mid-range shot as well as he can.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Greg Monroe. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Greg Monroe.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Miles Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Teague kicks to Young. Back to Teague. Young sets a screen for Teague. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
They set the screen. There's the feed to Monroe. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And when Monroe has the ball, he's a real handful. I mean, he's skilled at drawing contact on the shots, and he's a good passer.
At the line for your Bucks, Greg Monroe. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him. And so Monroe nails both of them. Pacers trail by 14. Teague with the ball. They set the pick. Pulls up on the elbow, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Teague's got 9 points now in just the second half. Now the dish to Snell. He kicks it to Monroe. Middleton on the wing. He dishes it to Monroe. Launches a 3. And the Bucks miss again.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance, leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, a lot of players grew up playing against older, bigger players. For Paul George, it was his older sister, Tiasha, who stands 6'4". She used to beat him up so badly on the court, it would bring him to tears. Wow. Turnabout is fair play, though. Younger brother is hooping at an all-star level now.
Both free throws good from Thaddeus Young. And you think about Paul George's amateur career, he was recruited to bigger schools, but he decided to go to Fresno State. He wanted that lead role.
And you still see that hunger for that lead role here in the NBA. He wants to be the alpha dog. He wants to take on the pressure and responsibility of being a franchise player. More importantly than wanting that, responsibility and platform is making sure you put the work in to handle it. And I think he has done that, so he deserves the title. He's every bit the Pacers franchise player.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Greg Monroe. Here's Snell. Bucks passing it around. Pass to Maker. From 11 feet away. And the Bucks miss again.
Well, I think he shouldn't have forced that one. Instead, he should have passed it off.
Young outside. Passes it to Teague. Fires for three. Rebound, Milwaukee. At one point, they led by 16.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And the Bucks miss again.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Up Miles. Shoots from 12. And the shot is long.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Maker passes to Brogdon. Using his post move to get the 2 points.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Teague kicks to George. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 5 assists in the game. It's leading by 10. Feeds it to Maker. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 5. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. 20 points for Thon Maker.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Young from outside. Kept alive by Indiana. Miles dishes to Teague. Outside, George. They set the pick. In the corner, Miles with it. Lets it go from deep. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brogdon the pass to Antetokounmpo. To the paint. Layup off the pick. Middleton with the nice bucket inside. And the Bucks lead by 14. Timeout called the Pacers.
Happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Here's George. Now here's Teague. Softly drops in the floater. Teague's got 6 here in this quarter.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Here's Snell, defended by Miles. And the pass to Brogdon. To the inside. Here's Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Teague kicks to George. Tries again. Rebound, Milwaukee. Maker's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Brogdon. Teague covering. Kicks it to Maker. Shot from 12. The shot will not fall. And Indiana will come the other way. They can use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And George kicks to Young. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Some fantastic numbers here for Young. 11 rebounds, and he's hit 6 shots from the charity stripe, contributing to their offense.
And you know what? When he's had the opportunity, he's been in attack mode, and that's what led to those points at the line.
And you know, as good as Young can be in the open court, doesn't quite carry over to his free throw shooting.
Miles dishes to George. Screen by Young. George passes to T. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Bucks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Greg Monroe. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Teague can't hit.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
An easy 2 points on the layup.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny.
It's a guy with that much effort in the low post. It sucks the life out of the opponent. He was too much for them to deal with tonight.
One thing I'll say is he gave the officials plenty of work to do tonight. You will always be in the thick of the action playing physical, mean basketball, and he didn't lose his concentration on all those trips to the line. He cashed in. Kabaya!